Hello everybody, Danny Shay here, back in Central California, back at the table. So for those who don't know, I was gone for 10 days. You didn't know? You didn't miss me? Ah. All right, well, I missed you all. So I was gone for 10 days, went up to Shasta with my brother. We go up there every year, well, for the last 4 years, I guess, and do a little birthday celebration. His birthday is on 28th, and mine's 4 days earlier, so we go up there and hang out with the aliens and ETs, and we saw a few. We saw this one guy up at the mountain up near Bunny Flats, and he was passing out diamonds. I'm thinking to myself, is this like what was that movie? Was it War of the World? Not War of the Worlds. What was it? The Day the Earth Stood Still, where they pass out diamonds. So this guy was passing out. It looked like, to me, a non-crystal guy. I don't know anything about him, although I'm surrounded by him. Little diamonds. I don't know if you could see it, like this. And I thought they were Herkimers. They were not. They were, according to him, and he mined them, so I'll believe that, Lemuria diamonds. And I went, oh, thank you very much for the Lemurian diamonds. And he goes, you didn't listen. I'm like, oh, here we go. Lemuria diamonds. Anyway, he seems to have mined them in Arizona, and he said, in the last few months, I've probably given away over $100,000 in gems. Really? And he goes, well, you can't take them with you, can you? Well, I'm going to try. So I'm going to try to prove him wrong. But we'll see. Anyway, that was cool. Met another guy named Thunder Eater. He was of the White Bear clan. And he was just telling all sorts of interesting stories. And then I met this guy who I talked about on, I think, Sunday or the last video I did. This Israeli guy. So we go camping, and I like to go like in the woods and be by myself and not in a big campground so much. And so we did that, and I wake up at 7 in the morning, and this guy's in my campsite. It's not mine, but you know what I mean. And he's walking around, and I'm going, oh, what are you doing? Do you have any coffee? Yeah, but not now. Go back to your car. He was sleeping in his car. A lot of people sleep in their cars out there. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so I gave him coffee. We talked about, he wanted to talk about politics at 7 in the morning. He's from, did I say he was from Israel? And so it was a different point of view that I just wasn't ready to talk about at 7 in the morning. So anyway, what I want to talk about today, so I want to give a little brief overview of the month, pull some cards on that, because I feel like we're still going to be in this crazy energy. Some news came out today on SCOTUS, which we had the Biden debate, Trump and Biden debate. I'm like, I come back and I'm screaming at the TV again. It's like, oh my God, can I go back to Shasta and scream at the Israeli walking into my campsite at 7 a.m. wanting coffee? And I did give him coffee. I did. And I sent him away with some instant coffee so he can cook it on that engine of his car. We used to do that when when I was traveling cross country, I'd have some kind of breakfast, whatever it is, and I'd throw it on top of the engine, and I'd heat it up that way. It worked, right? Ooh, look what we get, justice. Doesn't seem like it, but it's important for us to not fall into the trigger moments of the news cycle. So, and again, I'll talk a little bit more about that later. All right, let's get into it. Before I, I've got notes. I don't know how long this is going to be. I'm already yakking for 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Time flies, doesn't it? All right, let's just do a quick month ahead. What are we looking at? Month ahead, July 1st. July 1st. What are we looking at? July 2024. What is the energy for the collective? What is the energy for the collective? For the people who are trying to stay positive, who are trying to make a difference in the world. Whew, yeah. Moon. And when I look at this card, I'm using Light Seers Tarot. When I look at this card, it's like, oh my gosh, we are underwater. It still feels like we're, oh, come on. Can we just get a break sometimes? But when I feel this card, I mean, we're below the crazy. We're below the madness of the howling at the moon. And sometimes it's not madness, but it's, I think I'm one of these screaming at the TV. Being underwater, though, is calming, healing, and what is it? And regenerative. So there's a little bit of that going on. A little bit of my phone going on, too. I got to turn off the... Hang on. Okay, I'm back. All right. Let's see. What's crossing it? Justice. Now, justice comes in two different ways, right? It could be that way. It could be that way. But in this card, when you look at it, justice is a mirror reflection. You have the woman smiling here. Also, you have the woman being a little surprised here. And I got to go back to 2 years ago. Some women were pretty surprised with what the Supreme Court set up. So I think we're going to be a little surprised, but justice is coming, but sometimes we have to let it play out a little bit. Oops. And we're going to get that too. 3 of Swords. A little bit of heartbreak. 7 of Swords. Sneaking into camp. Taking one's defenses. We have the Ace of Swords at the top. Let me drop this down so y'all can see. Because I'm going to go kind of quickly with this. The Ace of Swords at the top. New ideas. Pay attention to your intuition. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Fast-moving legal action. And you would think that with this Supreme Court ruling that we're going to talk about a little bit, that this fast sword energy, this Knight of Swords, it feels like, well, it's just going to be delayed. I got a feeling that Chutkin, Judge Chutkin, is not too happy with where the Supreme Court went with this, and she wrote a decision on saying that no president is immune, is above the law, and the Supreme Court said, yeah, well, no. So I think she's going to be a little upset. All right. Internal position. We have the Page of Pentacles. So we got to maintain our balance here. This woman is maintaining her balance, hanging on to something that she is covering her whole chest cavity with, almost. It's almost like a shield. This is what I'm getting, more intuitive than anything. External position. Love this card, Ten of Cups. This is my Democratic card. This is all sorts of people coming together. Hopes and fears, the Nine of Pentacles. That we can reach for higher truth. And the final outcome is wait. Three of Wands. This isn't an action card. This is a waiting for the wave card. This is just watching the ocean. Going back to this moon card. Watching the ocean. Clarifiers, Page of Wands. Excitement, new news coming. It's good. And the last clarifier is the Nine of Wands, which is still standing strong, getting a little beat up, and not being able to move forward in an easy way. However, with this card, that fence is pretty low, so she can just step over the fence. And I think that's what's going to happen with some of these legal cases. But what I'm getting with this reading for July is just let a lot of the noise go. Stay hidden underwater a little bit. Know that there is justice coming. May not be what we think it is, what we want it to be, some of us, but things are changing slowly, and it's the news cycle really doesn't help. So try to stay away from that as much as possible. All right, so for those of you who are, hang on. Okay, so for those of you who don't want to listen to politics or current events, I got pulled one from my new deck, the Eyes of Soul, through the Eyes of the Soul. I got this up in Shasta again, and the card that I pulled was Visualize Healing. And so as we let go of the news cycle, as we think about how we want to live in this amazing country that we have, visualize the healing of how we want to be. Not what does justice look like in a healing way? So visualize healing. A lot of us can use it. I got a bad knee. Yikes. I did something hiking. Maybe I need to exercise more. What? All right. Let's get into the politics of it. Number one, every time I go to Shasta, ever since 2 years ago on my birthday, the Supreme Court came back and kind of blew up the Roe versus Wade. And I said, this is going to be huge later on because women are not going to stand for this. Men are not going to stand for this. And we look and we see how that has shaped the conversation in a huge way towards Joe Biden in the election. Trump is still going, yeah, it was my doing. Oh, hey, ain't that great? And it's not so great. So, this year, SCOTUS is so slow, and what they did is they made being homeless, if you're living in a car or a van on a street, you are now a criminal. It doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Where are you going to, where are you going to put these people? These people. I lived in a van. I lived in a van for 6 months. These people. I'm talking about me. Anyway, are they going to, so now the cities and counties have to figure out and have to set up a way for the homeless to have a space to live in. I don't know. I mean, this is above my pay grade to try to figure that out, but it's just another screaming at the TV. But today, SCOTUS came back and said, what did Roberts really say? He said that past presidents, he is entitled to at least presumptive immunity from prosecution for all his official acts. There is no immunity for unofficial acts. And so as I was reading that article, they said, is Trump pressuring Pence not to certify the election? Is that an official act or non-official act? So it's getting thrown back to the lower courts. But Sotomayor had a scathing dissent, and I think she even read it. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, breathe, let it go. This is I think that little Three of Swords heartbreak here. I think, let's look at Judge Chutkin, shall we? The New York trial and Jack Smith. Where are they going with it? I love the fact that they're so quiet about it. Well, at least Jack Smith. I like that fact about it. So you don't, it's not just sound bites and the news media picking it up and twisting it and doing all that stuff. Because I want to get into that a little bit too, talking about Biden's speech. All right. Jack Smith, New York, Judge Chutkin, or D.C. It's hard to keep all these in my little noggin. Jack Smith, Tanya Chutkin. What's going on? What are you guys thinking? And they're not getting together and talking, but well, they may be. I don't know. Jack Smith may be going, hey, what do we need to do here? Oh, well, perfect card. Let me drop it down. You may go, what is that card, Danny? It's the Death and Rebirth card. It seems like it's a very fitting card, right? I'm just going to throw these kind of quick because it looks like, oh my gosh, the Supreme Court just killed this. But Jack Smith, Tanya Chutkin are going to revive it. We've got the Page of Cups, something coming out of left field. He's like got cut off at the knees, but he's still not done. He's still not done. There's something going on that, I mean, there's pigs flying here. Look there's pigs flying, so something's going to happen. Unexpected. Unexpected, we have the High Priestess at the base of this. So definitely unexpected things. There was a setback in the past, 4 Pentacles. This is hanging on to things that are important. Not being able to use this is like being a little conservative now. At the top of the reading, Yee-haw! Queen of Wands, coming forth with some new ideas, new information. And it's like, okay, you're going to do that? Well, watch me. Watch what I do. You thought you cut me off at the knees? Ha! Ha! Don't mess with the High Priestess. Got the Queen of Wands at the top. And in the potential near future is the Ten of Swords. So in this deck, there are no swords in the ground or in somebody's back, but they are flying. Flying, flying, flying. So, all right, drop this. I thought I was going to drop it down more. Let's keep going. Internally, the Hermit, they're taking some time looking at things. What can they illuminate? External position is the Seven of Swords, sneaking into camp, leaving somebody defenseless, Supreme Court, but they haven't taken all the weapons, right? They're just being a little sneaky. And at the top of the hopes and fears, the Moon card, that they can come out of the water, that they can... This Moon card is still an illumination, but it's, it's the shadow side of things that are not, you go, oh, that, really? You're doing that? And the final outcome, doing a little juggling, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the heavy burden. I like this image in this deck. It's similar to the Ten of Swords, where it's not really a bad thing. Look how this woman has packed up her worries, her burden, and she's put it on a beast of burden. And off she goes. She's got the wind at her back, and the final outcome, the final clarity card is the Three of Cups, celebration. And it doesn't really feel like this is like huge celebration like it does in some of the other decks. It's just a coming together and paying attention to the stars anyway, paying attention to the stars so that that they build up more and more power. And I'm drawn to this card, the High Priestess. There are women who are coming together and drawing on that intuitive High Priestess knowledge that is going to help us out a little bit with this seemingly setback from the Supreme Court. And I got to tell you that when this crazy election cycle is all over, the things that are going to change is going to be huge. This isn't, people are saying, I had a sneeze attack. People are saying that, this country's never going to be the same. And it's true. We are shifting. We're not going to be the same country that we were before. We're going to have a lot more guardrails up, I think. Laws that the Supreme Court are going to have to say, okay, well, you passed this law, so we got, we can't, that's the law of the land now. And they're going to be real careful with how they word these laws, because now they see what the Supreme Court is doing, and the Supreme Court is going to change too. So, all right, let's look at what else was I screaming at the TV. Oh, this is a good scream. Bannon in prison. Yay! He's got to go today. Defiant. He said in Time magazine, he goes, I'm not afraid of prison. And he's going to a low minimum security prison. And it's the same prison that they made Orange is the New Black from. Yeah. So, let's just pull 6. How's Bannon going to do in prison? Ooh, my cards don't like to shuffle. This is the Light Seers Tarot. And maybe they're going, oh, this isn't so light. Oh, I should pull my fountain deck out. Maybe I'll do that quickly. Balance, Temperance, King of Wands, Ace of Wands, 9 of Cups in the past. Ooh. Oh. All right. That's at the top of the reading. 8 of Swords. He can't move. He's all in prison. I'm all tied up. He's got the 4 of Cups in the potential near future. Somebody going to make an offer to him? Bubba? Is Bubba going to make an offer to him? Be my friend. Will you be my friend? I'll protect you if you're my friend. And you know what I mean by friend, don't you? Friend. All right, so he's going to have to use some of his... He's got the Ace of Wands here that is... that he's marinating in. So I think he's going to use his celebrity status. But hang on, I'm going to switch decks. I'm using my Fountain Tarot, which it's very angular, very sharp, very, feels like cut and dried. There's no like warm, fuzzy, cuddly cards. It's all angular. And when I pulled it out, thinking of Steve Bannon, how is he going to do? I get this card. And this is the 6 of Wands. This is coming in as a winner. So as he comes into prison, look at it. He's riding. It looks like he's riding fire. It doesn't look like he's like riding in as a winner. It looks like he's crowd surfing a little bit, but it's hot. Anyway, let's do 3 more with this deck. How's Bannon going to do with his new friend Bubba? How's Bannon going to do in prison? Oh, Ace of Cups. 5 of Cups. I'm going to keep going with this a little bit. Ooh, okay. So, we have the Ace of Cups, a new emotional start. Yeah, I bet. You love me, don't you? This is Bubba talking. You love me, don't you? Ace of Cups, a new emotional start. I'm glad this is 29 minutes in. Most people have already left. We got the 5 of Cups, loss, and we have judgment. I wanted to keep going with that judgment. What does that mean? I mean, he's facing what he needs to face. We have the 6 of coins. This is a giving and receiving thing. Okay, why do I flip back to Bubba again? But I think he's going to be paying some people back and forth to keep them safe. However, a lot of confusion, a lot of illusion, delusion, confusion. And then we have the Queen of Swords. This is female, strong action, legal action. So he may take some more legal action on this to try to get out of where he is. Is Steve Bannon going to try legal action to get him out of where he is? Moving on. Queen of Cups. Three of Coins. I think he is. Yeah, I think he's going to, try again. I don't know if it's going to happen, but try again. All right, what else do we have? Screaming at the TV. Okay, let's go to Biden in the debate. Oh my gosh. So I did that video about when I was in Shasta near Medicine Lake, where I didn't hear the debate, but I just threw some cards on it. And I always thought that Biden was going to do well in the debate. And now some people are saying, oh, he did do well. So it's like all confusing. If you read the transcript, he did well. If you listen to him, it was hard to listen to. And I didn't listen to the whole thing, so, but I listened to part of it, and I had to turn off the TV because half the screen was Pumpkinhead. And all he did was just lie and badmouth people and blah, 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 blah. So, but my reading was that there was something new that was going to come from this debate. I mean, Biden was right there present, but there was also the King of Wands, a new energy, a new information path forward, a new messaging. There we go. Thank you, Danny. New messaging. Get my words working right. So with this new messaging, and he had the Ace of Wands, this debate had the Ace of Wands at the, was it the Ace? Yeah, the Ace of Wands, new point of view, new message at the base of the reading, that they were marinating it. Now, so I'd go, well, was that Trump? Trump doesn't have a new message. All it is the old thing over and over and over again. So Biden is going to have this new message. And I got the Magician. He's going to flip it around. My wife said that Gavin Newsom was magic when he was talking. And he brought everything down because people are all going crazy. Gavin Newsom came out and said, oh, hell no, he's the guy. And so I don't think Gavin Newsom is jumping in. I don't think, and I'm not going to read on it because he was so adamant about Joe Biden is the guy right now. So if that changes, then I'll read on it. But it's kind of like reading on somebody who says, no, 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 don't read on me. Don't do that. And then you read on him anyway. Ooh. I mean, I don't like people reading on me when I don't give permission. I don't read on people unless they give permission. So anyway, that's where that is. And so they said that one of the things that drove me nuts with the Sunday morning shows, and again, I'm screaming at the TV, had to turn them off. I think his name is George Carl, ABC. And I thought that would be the better channel to listen to, because MSNBC, and I know that people were bagging on Rachel Maddow, but when she was kind of controlling this nut house, and when she got to say something, instead of, managing all these other people coming and saying Biden sucked, it was awful, she brought up that every incumbent president had a bad first debate night. So, I mean, she goes, it's par for the course. There's a lot of reasons why I think that Joe Biden had a good debate. His delivery is bad, but the next day his delivery was awesome. I have my personal views on why that is, but it doesn't matter. But some of these people, George Carl said, if do you think that, I'm going to read it because I wrote it down, so I might as well read it. He said, okay, he said that there are opinion and editorial pieces in the Times and in other magazines that say that Biden should drop out. And so George Carl asked, who was it? It was Biden's, one of his head guys for the campaign. I can't remember his name now. He said, do you think, is President Biden listening to these reporters? And I'm thinking to myself, they're editorial, they're opinion reporters. Do you think Biden is listening to tarot readers? I know he's listening to me. I got him on speed dial. I think I do. Why would they listen to an opinion newsmaker? I mean, the only past president that listens to those knuckleheads is Pumpkinhead, and he listens to Tucker Carlson with an F, and the other Beavis. Okay. See, he's screaming at the TV. So, I don't think that Biden should back out. I think that he needs to keep saying his message. And one of the things that my wife and I had a disagreement over was what we were having for dinner. No. It was how Biden should proceed. She thinks he needs to step away and that there needs to be somebody new coming in. I'm saying, oh, hell no. Hell no. If I can steal a Linda G phrase, hell to the no. But she says that he needs to come on TV and explain what happened. Well, I'll go on YouTube and explain what happened. I think he was trying to get too much information out, too many facts out. And I think that Trump and his lies that weren't fact-checked, that were just allowed to go on TV, I think that might have thrown him a little bit. But yeah, you didn't see the fire that he normally has, and that's a big problem because people think he's too old, and they call him Grandpa Joe. Beau of the fifth column. Okay, I'm dropping names now. Because it's late. It's 39 minutes into it. Beau of the fifth column had a thing on Grandpa Biden, Grandpa Joe, and somebody said, you know, this guy, he's not going to be able to finish his term. He's in cognitive decline, and he's going to have to rely on all the experts in certain fields, and they're going to be making the decisions. Well, it's going to be Biden that's going to be making the decisions, but yeah, he's relying on all the experts. Trump had good experts. Don't turn off yet. Trump had good experts when he first started. They all quit, or he fired them. Well, not all. Jeff Sessions was not a good one. But, anyway, maybe not all. All right, so let's just look at Biden turning this around. How's Biden going to do turning this around? Then we're going to look at Trump. How's Biden going to do turning this around? I'm still using my fountain deck. It's going to be harsh. Ooh. Death card. Now see, if I use the other deck, it was death and rebirth. This is just death. Ew. So yeah, it was really bad. People, yeah, it was not very good. But it's being covered by the Sun card, rebirth. Major arcanas. Let me drop this down. You know, I was hoping for a good card here. I don't think I could have gotten a better card than the Sun card. Illumination, playing, having fun, being a kid. The ending of one cycle, the beginning of something new. At the base of the reading is the Empress, giving birth to something new, tapping into the natural order of things. This could be Russia if it was in Trump's spread, but it's not. This is Biden. And maybe there is a Russian play in this. We're not really sure yet. In the past, as it relates, is the Queen of Cups. She is calm. Is this Jill Biden? She's got a little secret in the cup. I'm thinking so. Three of Coins, coming together, working with people to support the ideas of what this administration is all about. And that's what I see Gavin Newsom doing with his magic. He is going to be pushing Joe Biden's agenda, not pushing Gavin Newsom's agenda, but Joe Biden's agenda, being able to speak really clear, really magically about this. And I think that Joe Biden has a number of people behind him that are doing that. But he, potential near future, Eight of Swords, he is still a little restricted in his movements, in what he can say, what he can do. Eight of Swords. Keep going. Internally, it's karmic. He's got the Wheel of Fortune. And I got that in the Medicine Lake reading on the debate too. External position, the Hanged Man. Now, you can read this two different ways. You could read that he's a little upside down, he's a little suspended, or he's taking a look at things from a different point of view. In the Hopes and Fears is the Ace of Swords, new truth coming at him. And final outcome is the Page of Coins, a new project, a new younger vision of what Biden is doing. When Biden went out the next day, or the next speech, energized, focused, sharp, clear. That's this energy here. Clarifier, the Ten of Cups, my Democratic card, yay, and the world, sitting on top of the world. Joe Biden is going to be fine. Joe Biden is going to be sitting on top of the world, coming in with younger energy, a new way of doing things. He's going to be fine. You know, we get caught up in the moment, and it's, you know, we start screaming at the TV. That's the time, well, that's too late. We're already screaming at the TV. We're already screaming. Oh, somebody from New York is calling me. Do you think they want money? All right, let's take a look at Trump. Maybe it's him calling from Trump Towers. Does he even go to Trump Towers anymore? I don't know. Don't think so. All right, Trump. How are you doing? What's the 411 on you? You're all happy now. You think everything's done because of SCOTUS. What's going on? Fountain card, unknown. To me, this is there's a lot of dark in there, but there is light. If he stays in the center, he's in the light. But there's a lot of unknown coming at him. A lot of it. Did I talk about dark? I mean, these are kind of the same cards in a way. Those of you who are familiar with the Fountain deck know that this is like recreation, balance. But for me, you got to stay in the center. You can't be off on the edges. The Hermit, solitaire. He's alone in this. He's shining some light, but it's the light he's shining. It's all, the trees are all winter trees. They don't have any growth on them. And the potential, I mean, at the base of the reading is the King of Swords. Sorry, King of Wands. This is earth-shattering news coming up. It's something big is going to come forward with Trump. In the past, Six of Cups, going back to a simpler time. He wants to go back to his little bubble. At the top of the reading is the Five of Wands. This is all about fighting and struggling and battling. You see, he had a tweet where he said Liz Cheney should be tried for treason. He wants people tried on TV. Oh my God, this guy's crazy. So he's got some battles that's going on inside of him. And he's got legal troubles. Knight of Swords, running up that hill. Running up that hill with a sword. Don't run with scissors or swords. That's what I think he's doing. Internally, Four of Cups. Loss, sadness, crying over spilled milk, which he does all the time. And there's an offer that he is not looking at. External position. Page of Cups. Looking into some new emotional things. He may be surprised. Hopes and fears. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Why did I just think of his line, I did not have sex with a porn star? Two of Cups. Is he hooking up with somebody? And the final outcome is the Nine of Wands. The battle. He's still standing. He's still battling. Clarification card. Four of Swords. Full retreat. Loss. Sickness. Didn't get that with Joe. Nine of Coins as a clarifier too. And when I look at this Nine of Coins, I always, a lot of times I go back into the self-imposed prison of the garden that she's in. In this deck, not so much. It's just the luxury. It's the abundance. And then the Knight of Wands. More information coming out. So he's not going away anytime, but he is getting more and more secluded. There is an illness card in this, but he is still creating chaos. All right. For you all who have stuck with me for so long, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's pull a new Eyes of the Soul card for us to leave with. Again, thank you all for being here. This one, hang on, these cards are big. They're big cards. Better to see you with. All right, I hope everybody has a good week. Turn off the TV. Eat a lot of peaches. John Bryan. Blow up your TV. Eat a lot of peaches. Here we go. Oh, what? We're going to need some clarification on that. Take action. Take action. Turn off the TV. Let's pull two more because I'm not sure what the action should be. There's dark clouds behind her. Look through the mist. Find the mystery. Climb the spiral ladder one step at a time. Oh, okay, look at that. More water. Okay, find the mystery. Look through the mist. A lot of times, so take action. Look through the news pundits. Look through the New York Times, the MSNBC, all the jibber jabber that's going on. And take it one step at a time. Take it one step at a time. We get caught up in the day-to-day and start screaming at the news. I should record that sometimes. Anyway, it's all going to be okay. We're moving into a way better direction. A lot of energy shifts. It's hard. We're hanging on too tight to the past, but things are changing. All right, you guys, thank you all for watching. Thank you for liking, for subscribing. Peace and love.